Welcome to this series of Oracle Fusion General Ledger demonstrations. In this video, you will see how you can create an intercompany transaction in Oracle Fusion. Mismatch of balances between a related party's transactions are always a concern for reconciliation at the period closure. Oracle Intercompany Accounting provides an easy solution to this concern by recording the transaction in books of both the parties, at same time, ensuring that mismatch doesn't occur. Let's try and solve a case of an organization which wants to record a related party transaction between two parties, where one wants to receive $1,000 from the other party. Let's see how this process is done in System. Under Intercompany Accounting tab, navigate to Transactions. From the task list, select Create Transaction. This opens Intercompany Batch Transaction Form. Select the provider, which is the initiator organization. From the transaction type name, choose whether you would like to generate a journal, or you want to go through invoicing process. Enter other details like batch date, accounting date, and description about this particular batch transaction that you are creating. Also, you can enter a control amount which ensures that you do not miss out any of the transaction in a particular batch. Now, after entering the batch detail, create transaction under that batch. In Receiver, enter the entity with which you are transacting. Enter in debit column the amount that will become your receivable. As you go down, you will see the distribution account, which you want to either debit or credit, for this particular transaction. Enter the account, which you want to credit, against your receivable. Enter amount as $1,000 on credit side. In case more parties, or more transaction you want to enter, then you can do same by clicking on plus icon. Once you have entered all the details, click on Save and Submit. Now, the batch has been successfully created, and submitted to the recipient. Now, let's search for the batch in the books of the receiver's organization. From the task list, select Manage Intercompany Inbound Transactions. Enter the batch number, edit the batch, and enter the respective accounts. Here, in Distribution, enter the account and amount that you want to debit against your payables. If you have observed, in books of both the parties, that is, initiator organization and receiver organization, you have not defined receivables and payables account. These accounts will be generated automatically from the defined intercompany rules. Now, once the details are entered, user can save and approve the transaction. If you see now, the status of transaction has been changed to approved. Earlier it was in the receipt status. Once the transaction status has been converted to approved, it will be sent to General Ledger as journal, through an automated process. Normally, these processes are scheduled, so the user will not be required to run it manually. However, in case the user wants to run it manually, he can navigate to Task List and click on Transfer to General Ledger. Over here, user can keep all the fields as blank, and in that case all the entries of intercompany will be transferred on submitting the request. In case, if user wants to transfer any specific journal to General Ledger, he can select the appropriate parameters and submit this request. Once request is completed successfully, you can navigate to General Ledger, and see the journal batch that has been created for the transaction. In Search field, give the required parameters, and you can see, Journal Batch 2040 Global Intercompany, has been created. Click on Same, to view journal. You can see that 4 lines have been generated, 2 for each legal entity. This is how Oracle Intercompany System ensures that transaction has been recorded in the books of both the related parties in one shot. In this video, you have seen how to process intercompany transaction using journal. Apart from this, as mentioned earlier, you can create intercompany transaction through invoicing process as well. Thank you for watching this video.